60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour. Why 60? Not 100, not 50, not 10, 60. It seems like such a random number. But what if I told you that this system was invented over 4,000 years ago by an ancient civilization, and it's still quietly controlling almost every aspect of your daily life?
Okay, that's a bold claim. 4,000 years? Which civilization are we talking about?
The Babylonians. Around 2000 BC, in what is now modern-day Iraq, the Babylonians developed a counting system that was completely different from the one we use today. We use base 10. We count in tens, hundreds, thousands. They used base 60.
Base 60? That sounds incredibly complicated. Why on earth would anyone count in 60s?
Actually makes more sense than you'd think. 60 is what mathematicians call a highly composite number. That means it has more divisors than almost any number near it. You can divide 60 evenly by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12, 15, 20, 30, and 60. That's 12 divisors.
Compared to 10, which you can only divide by 1, 2, 5, and 10, 4 divisors. So 60 is far more flexible for splitting things into equal parts.
Exactly. And in the ancient world, that mattered enormously. If you're a merchant dividing grain among workers, or a farmer splitting land into plots, or a taxman collecting a third or a sixth of someone's harvest, base 60 makes the maths clean and simple. No awkward fractions.
That's actually genius. It's a practical system designed for real-world problems, not abstract mathematics.
And the Babylonians didn't just use it casually, they built their entire mathematical and astronomical system around it. They were obsessive sky watchers. Night after night, their priests tracked the movements of the stars, the moon, and the planets across the sky.
And this is where it connects to time.
This is exactly where it connects. The Babylonians noticed that the stars appeared to make a complete circle around the sky over the course of a year. They estimated this circle at 360 degrees. That number isn't a coincidence, it's 6 times 60. They divided the circle of the sky into 360 parts.
Wait, so the reason a circle has 360 degrees is also because of the Babylonians?
It is. And from there, they started subdividing. Each degree could be split into 60 smaller parts, which the Romans later called pars minuta prima, the first small part. That's where we get the word minute.
You're joking. The word minute literally comes from Latin for first small part?
It does. And then they divided each minute into 60 even smaller parts, pars minuta secunda, the second small part. That's where second comes from.
That's incredible. So minute and second aren't just labels, they're literally descriptions of how the Babylonians divided up their sky measurements. First division, second division.
Exactly. But here's what's truly remarkable. This system could have died with Babylon. Empires rise and fall. Knowledge gets lost all the time. But the Babylonian base 60 system survived.
How? What kept it alive for 4,000 years?
The Greeks. When Greek astronomers, particularly Hipparchus around 150 BC, inherited Babylonian astronomical data, they adopted the base 60 system wholesale. They recognized its mathematical elegance and kept using it for all their calculations. Then the Romans inherited it from the Greeks. Then it passed through the Islamic Golden Age, where scholars like Al-Khwarizmi preserved it and refined it.
Al-Khwarizmi? Isn't that where we get the word algorithm?
That's exactly right. His name gave us the word algorithm. And these Islamic scholars didn't just preserve the knowledge, they improved it. They developed trigonometry, refined astronomical tables, and all of it was done in base 60. So by the time European scholars rediscovered this mathematics during the Renaissance, the base 60 system for measuring time and angles was so deeply embedded that nobody questioned it.
It just became the way things are done. Like how we never question why a week has 7 days.
Perfect comparison. And then came the moment that locked it in forever. In the late 1500s, a Swiss watchmaker created one of the first clocks with a minute hand. Before that, most clocks only had an hour hand. But when clockmakers needed to divide the hour into smaller units, they naturally reached for the system that astronomers had been using for centuries.
60 minutes in an hour, because that's how the astronomers had always done it. And the astronomers did it that way because the Babylonians did it that way.
A 4,000-year chain of inheritance, from Babylonian priests staring at the night sky to the clock on your phone right now.
That's extraordinary. But here's what I don't understand. We had a chance to change this. During the French Revolution, they tried to introduce decimal time, didn't they?
They did. In 1793, the revolutionary government decided that everything should be rational and metric. 10 hours in a day, 100 minutes in an hour, 100 seconds in a minute. They even made decimal clocks.
And it completely failed?
Completely. It lasted about 2 years before they gave up. People simply couldn't let go of the old system. It was too deeply embedded in daily life, in church schedules, in work routines, in the rhythms of society. You can change a government overnight, but you can't change how people feel time.
That says something profound about how deeply these ancient systems are wired into human culture. We literally had a revolution and still couldn't shake a 4,000-year-old counting method.
And it's not just time. Think about how many things in your daily life still run on base 60 or its derivatives. There are 360 degrees in a circle. Your GPS coordinates are measured in degrees, minutes, and seconds. When a pilot sets a heading, it's in degrees of a Babylonian circle. When a surgeon measures an angle in your knee joint, it's Babylonian. When you check the time on your watch, read coordinates on a map, or set the angle on a saw, you're using a system invented by people who wrote on clay tablets with reed styluses.
We've built the entire modern world on top of Babylonian mathematics, and most people have no idea.
That's the hidden why. The next time you glance at a clock and see those 60 minutes, remember, you're not just checking the time. You're looking at one of the oldest, most successful pieces of technology ever created. A system so elegant and so useful that 4,000 years of human progress, revolutions, and technological change couldn't replace it.
I will genuinely never look at a clock the same way again. What a journey, from Babylonian priests to Swiss watchmakers to the phone in my pocket.
And that's all for today on the why behind everything. Thank you for listening.
Next time, we're exploring something you've probably done today without thinking about it. Why do we say bless you when someone sneezes? The answer involves plague, the Pope, and a very old fear about your soul. You won't want to miss it.
Make sure you're subscribed wherever you get your podcasts. We'll see you next time.